Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Entitled People. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're ready to hear about some more crazy encounters with some real crazy humans. There's a piece of news that came out this week about a Texas woman that was arrested for attempted kidnapping after she walked off with a 4-year-old girl inside a Walmart. But to make it that much more disturbing, she even told the mother, "Just because she's yours doesn't mean I can't take her." Jessica Vega walked up to the shopping cart, pushed the older daughter's hands off the handle, and started walking away, as the younger daughter still sat in the child's seat. The mother saw her daughter being carted off by a complete stranger, so she confronted Vega, who would not give her daughter back. Several witnesses began to intervene along with the store employee, who rushed to the mother's aid. She fled on foot as soon as police arrived, but was later apprehended. There was enough evidence to have a warrant placed on Vega for attempted kidnapping. They did eventually make the arrest after an unknown caller gave out her location. Just that mugshot alone is terrifying in itself. And taking the whole story into context, and the fact that she actually told the mother, "Just because she's yours doesn't mean I can't take her," just makes it that much more terrifying. Just imagine for a second you're out shopping, just minding your own business. You turn around and this woman's just right behind you, staring into your soul. You're welcome for the nightmares. That's probably how it felt for this mother, but 10 times worse since she was running off with their kid. Alright, moving on. Entitled parents ask the waiter to turn off TVs as punishment in a busy restaurant. So I've been on a beach house vacation with my grandparents, aunt and uncle, and cousins. My aunt and uncle have 3 kids, Elise, 10, Liam, 8, and Trevor, 6, and have a very conservative way of raising them, with only 1 hour of screen time a week for each of them. They do not have personal electronics, which I think is acceptable, but I was raised quite differently, being given an iPad at age 8 and a phone at age 11. Now, in my mid-teens, I don't use my phone often, but often enough for a conservative adult's discomfort. I let Elise and her siblings play Minecraft for an hour on my iPad, and when my uncle found out, he was livid. He called me a bad influence and a bad cousin, and he told the kids that if they even so much as looked at a screen, he would pack them up and send them home. From North Carolina to New Hampshire for context. Never mind the fact that it's summer vacation. He went full psycho. I couldn't show the kids a photo I took of the sunrise that morning, since it was quote, screen time. And they couldn't even pass by me when I had my phone out, because entitled dad would intercept it. Now, while on their little screen ban, we went to dinner at a restaurant with TVs, with football games, etc. playing in the background. Entitled parents tell the kids that if they see their eyes so much as past the TV, they will be going home. Entitled dad signals over the waiter and asks if they can turn off the TVs, since his kids misbehaved and don't deserve to have it on in their presence. The waiter gave him a weird look and told him that he'd check, which is code for no, and he returned to the kitchen. Entitled dad asked again, and the waiter said that since there were other people in the restaurant, they could not halt the entertainment system just for them. Entitled dad sat angrily and tried to get the rest of the family to leave, but we had already received our food, so they refused. Entitled dad was fuming. Entitled mother was making sure the kids didn't look at screens still. These people are psychos. I can't believe I'm related to them. All I wanted to do was play Minecraft with my little cousins. I agree with you, OP, they are definitely psychos. And to actually ask the restaurant to turn off the TVs, who do they think they are? And yeah, I don't deny that technology addiction can be a concern if you're a parent, but I can guarantee you the way these parents handle this is not doing their kids any favors. Best of luck to those kids, they've got a tough road ahead of them with parents like that. Confronted my Karen neighbor about continued harassment. My neighbor, Lori, from across the street, has been harassing me about my dog since I moved in 2 months ago. She has left a note on my door. She has left a bag of dog food with instructions on how to feed my dog. She has let my dog loose twice. She has trespassed onto my property to feed my dog on numerous occasions. I finally had it after animal control came to my house today to check on the quote malnourished state of my dog, and I collected paperwork necessary to file for a PPO. It's rather insulting. My dog is not malnourished by any means, but she is skinny. She's a husky and she only weighs 36 pounds, but she's only 1 and the vet says she's healthy. I took the evidence, printed pictures/screenshots, across the street and I told Lori, the vet says my dog is healthy and I would appreciate if the harassment would stop. And the woman acted as though she didn't even know what I was talking about. What harassment? I'm not harassing you. So I pulled out my papers. I said, I have a picture here of the bag of dog food you left on my porch, and I have evidence that you've trespassed onto my property. She stuttered a bit, then said, oh, the dog food? That was just extra I had. I continued with, you are 65 years old and you have no business trespassing onto my property to feed my dog. She said, yeah I do. Animal control was just at your house and they said your dog was malnourished. Your dog is always yipping and yapping and you don't ever do anything with it. I informed her that I do run with my dog rather frequently, that the vet says my dog is healthy. Then I called her a bitch and told her to get a hobby. It felt empowering, but now I have a sign in my front yard that reads, no trespassing, Lori. Update. My next door neighbors love my sign and just informed me that they have had similar issues regarding this neighbor. I feel proud for what I have done today. In terms of the yipping and yapping that the neighbor was complaining about, that just sounds like a typical husky to me. OP actually says here in the comments, mine whines/howls more than anything, but the yipping and yapping that Lori is referring to is what my dog does when she's playing with herself outside. But I just love how OP made a no trespassing sign dedicated to her with her own name on it. Entitled Karen Spin Kick. I'm an assistant teacher at a martial arts school. I've been working nonprofit as a teacher, and I have been certified in teaching at the school for 5 years now. I've seen all sorts of people from all sorts of backgrounds, but I've never had an encounter like the one that I had with an insane Karen last year. Our summers are busy, lots of students of all ages training to compete at a national level. We get more than our fair share of irresponsible and narcissistic people dumping their demon children on us. But what I can easily say is the worst kind of person to teach are the kind who think that they know what they're doing. She had been attending classes for about a week, and she was already unhinged, refusing to take instruction, ignoring other students, blaming us teachers for going too hard for her. We were doing the stuff toddlers can do, being weirdly evangelical, and downright disrespecting and insulting other students and instructors. I remember her primary excuses as to why she wouldn't take instruction was, you're smaller than me. Maybe you need to know this, but I'm stronger than that. And I'm older than you. You should be listening to me. And my personal favorite, only Jesus can tell me what to do. Karen was not a small woman, easily 6 feet and 200 plus pounds. She did all she could to rough up any of her fellow students. She would go for the face, punch below the belt, and even throw her weight on people much smaller than her. Finally, I was able to watch this in person. I watched as she shoulder-checked a teenage girl, without waiting for the round to begin. The girl had the wind knocked out of her and she was crying and struggling not to throw up. I intervened and said, ma'am, that wasn't okay. You didn't wait for the signal and you chose a partner outside of your age group. I thought we were supposed to fight like we mean it, said Karen. That's true, but you still need to treat your partner like a partner, not an enemy. You're not the boss of me, little boy. I'm 22 and I was in full uniform with my black belt on, and an easily noticed patch that said Instructor on the front was sewn onto my shirt. And I say, ma'am, if you want to continue training with us, you need to respect the limitations and restrictions we've placed to protect you and our students. Well, it's not my fault I'm better than everyone here. I guess God chose me to be the best. Okay, ma'am, I'll be your partner this time. No holds barred. Show me what you can do, I said. She rolled her eyes and got to her spot. Before the signal, she bum rushed me. After I dodged it, I gave her a warning punch that barely grazed her. She went off like a firebomb. She began yelling profanities and slurs, trying to grab my hair, spitting on me, and throwing wild haymakers. She should have paid attention in class. Eventually, I started hitting back. I started soft, but she refused to let up. For reference, I'm 5'6" and 140 pounds on a good day. I was not doing much, but she still screamed like an insane person. She eventually started going for the face again, even using her fingernails like a cat. I gave her one good shot to the stomach, and then when she finally got her hands on me, she tried to choke me by trying to grab my neck. I had enough. I sidestepped and landed a spinning heel kick that landed right above her jaw, and she went limp and keeled over. When she came to, she tried coming at me again. Thankfully, 3 bigger guys stepped in and stopped the raging hippo. She was kicked out of the school that day. She later tried to sue the school, but her court visit had her laughed out of the room, and she ended up paying us $4,000 in damages and 60 hours of community service. The judge ruled that because she had signed a waiver, she couldn't hold the school responsible and she had no real case. To this day, that spin kick knockout was the most satisfying lesson I have ever taught. F you, Karen, I hope you enjoyed the hospital bill. Mom tried to bring her toddler into a dispensary. So I live in Illinois, and it is a legal recreation state for weed. Our dispensaries are 21 plus, and do not allow children in, no matter what. Well, today I was pulling into the parking lot. I see this mom loading her toddler into a stroller, and I thought it was odd. Kids should not be around weed, and even though you can't smoke at the dispensary, they have product on display, and it smells like weed in there. Now, to get into this place, you go through the front doors, and need to have your ID scanned to get into the actual sales floor. I went in and noticed the mom right behind me, so I held the door and she went in before me. Instantly, the security and the woman working the front desk tell this mom that she is unable to bring her child into the dispensary, and the mom lost it. She started screaming that she is a single mom and has no one to watch her kid and just needs to get her weed, but the staff will not budge. She then exploded, saying that if she can go into a grocery store to buy beer with her kid, then she can come in here with him. Security shuts her down instantly and points to the sign that says, "Everyone must be 21 plus to get in, and no exceptions." Well, Mom of the Year then just says, "Fine, I will go leave him in the car." This is when the front desk worker says that she is an off-duty cop, and will call in that the mom left her child unattended in a hot car. And the mom loses her crap even harder. She starts trying to pull on the locked door to the sales floor, and starts screaming swear words over and over. Eventually, the front desk lady called the cops, and a second security guard came out and escorted the woman to the parking lot. This is when I got the okay to go inside to make my purchase. I was in there for maybe 10 minutes, and when I came out, Mom of the Year was being talked to by 2 cops in the lot, because I guess she did try to leave the kid in the hot car and come back inside without him. Mother of the Year indeed. How hard is it to accept that these places have rules and regulations that we need to follow? It's not like they're just going to make a small little exception for you and get the business shut down. But even after being warned by the off-duty cop not to leave her kid in the hot car, she still tried to do it. Absolute genius. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching as always. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support really goes a long way, and I do appreciate it. So have an awesome day, everyone. Stay safe out there. Try not to bring your kid into a dispensary, and I'll see you next time.